Right. Right. So here we are today with Claire Jones. Do you want to just quickly sort of introduce yourself, Claire, and what you're all about and what your business is all about?
Yeah. Hi, Becky. Yeah, I'm Claire Jones, and I'm a lifestyle coach, and I particularly specialise in weight loss,
Right.
transformational weight loss, and by that I mean sort of transformation in terms of our thinking around how we think about our weight, how we think about food, and all of the things that go along with it, really. And I've been doing it for about 18 months. I originally was just sort of focusing generally on lifestyle, but recently I've really started to sort of niche down into weight loss.
Yeah, fantastic. So is there sort of like a bit of a backstory to why you're doing what you're doing and why you want to motivate and help other people?
There definitely is.
Yeah.
I think it's about 25 years worth of backstory.
Right.
I had struggled with my weight from probably, I mean, I can even think about sort of being, a 6-year-old child and thinking that why are my legs bigger than my friend's legs, for example, and then going on my first diet at age 13, and spending the next 20 years after that either putting weight on or losing it. I didn't know how to maintain my weight. I was just, either on a diet, probably not the most healthy of diets either, or just completely not in control of what I was eating and then putting weight on. And I realised I did a lot of work on myself and finally cracked it. And then for the last sort of 9 years, I've been maintaining my weight more or less, and realised that I was inspiring other people, and that I felt this was a really a good thing that I could do to help others, really, to share what I'd learned, and completely changed my life by.
You need to tell us all about all the medals that you've got on your wall. I mean, is this kind of like, obviously you got into, what kind of exercise was it that you got into? Where you got all the medals and everything?
That's running.
Yeah.
So I have four of my London Marathon medals.
Wow, so you've done 4 London marathons.
And then I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 Paris marathons.
Yeah.
And
so are these all sort of in the last 10 years, are they? Or?
Yeah. So basically, that was sort of part of my transformation. So I went from being, so 2006, I was at my heaviest. January 2006, I think 4th of January 2006 was my absolute heaviest weight, and I also smoked about, I think, between 15 and 20 cigarettes a day.
A lot of willpower to.
And I realised that I could either carry on with that sort of behaviour in terms of the diet that I was eating. When I say diet, I mean, just the food that I was eating, and smoking, and the future didn't look too bright, really, or I could do something about it. And
so was
reach that moment.
I was going to say, was there a moment that, or something that happened, or a not magic moment, but was there something that happened that thought, actually, that's it now, I need to stop smoking, I need to get on the right path? Was there kind of a moment, or have you been on that journey for a while? Or
I think there was probably a number of things that were building up to make me realise that enough was enough for me. And I know everybody has their own limit, and we've all got different sort of tolerances for things. But it was sort of December 2005 where I was feeling very uncomfortable, very self-conscious, very unhappy, very tired. And then seeing photographs of myself at the works Christmas lunch, where I'd put on an outfit that I kind of thought was flattering, And then I saw the photo and realised that actually it wasn't at all flattering. In fact, it probably made me look twice as big as I was. And I then, you know, when you have a moment that something just happens and you kind of think, that's that defining moment. And it's seeing a friend of mine, and she knows who she is. When she watches this, she'll know who she is. Who had lost a lot of weight. And I said to her, what did you do? And she looked amazing. What did you do? And she told me what she did. And I'm like, if she can do it, then I can do it. And it was having that inspiration from her that really started me off on my journey. And then what I did was I spent some time preparing. And that for me is what I think is the crucial thing, is the preparation that needs to go into whatever it is that you're going to do. And that is kind of something I can talk about a little while later.
It's almost like you're giving back. Like with myself, when what I'm doing at the moment is I'm kind of helping and giving back to myself, like all those years ago. And I feel like that's very similar to what you're doing. So because you know that you had to have this certain mindset, and you know how to get to that mindset and keep on track. And like all those medals and everything that you've achieved just proves all that. It really does. So it's kind of like you are, you know, your past experiences and what you know, life experience into it is basically preparing you for like everything that you've got ahead. So it's really good.
Absolutely. And everything that went into all these medals, I mean, this is 13 years of running. And what it's taught me is what I'm capable of. You know, and it's not the going out and the running, it's the being able to withstand mentally some really tough times, which then you know, they're transferable skills that you can take into anything. Really.
Absolutely.
And so those, you know, the fact that I've been able to stop smoking and bring my weight under control and keep it under control, again, they're skills that I've learned to be able to do that, which again you can apply to lots of things, you know. And
I think it's good having the medals there as a physical, you know, having them there to look at, and it's a physical reminder, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely. It's you can't see really how far. Let me see if I can.
Like, oh my word, really? Wow. I thought there was enough just on that half a screen. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
But that's because I having races really motivates me. So if I've got a race in the diary, then I know what to go for it, and it helps to, you know, organise me. And just listening to music as I'm running, and just that's my time out. That's my relaxation time. That's my thinking time. In fact, I've realised over the last few months really that running is the time when I get the best ideas for my business.
Probably when you're most relaxed as well. So like for someone like me, I mean, I want to lose weight, and I've said it for years, and I've literally, even when I always had a goal, right? I'll say, right, for my wedding I'm going to slim down. I lost some weight kind of thing, but with me, the only thing I've ever done is literally, like, you know, the 5k race for life kind of run. I was going to do the 10k Manchester, but obviously that got postponed with COVID, so that is what I'm working towards, when I'll probably just have to do it next year, hopefully, when it goes ahead. But for someone like me who's always full of excuses, and always saying I haven't got time for exercise, what kind of advice would you give me in terms of mindset or in general kind of thing?
I mean, we could talk for hours on this, obviously. But I think one of the things that I think I found has been one of the most helpful things for me is thinking about what it is that I want. So, for example, if I want to, you know, lose half a stone, for example, let's just say that. Think, okay, so what are the daily actions that I need to do to make that happen? That's the very first question, is what do I actually need to do to make it happen? Because it's all very well having a goal, but if our behaviour on a daily basis isn't actually in support of that goal,
Yeah.
we're not going to achieve it. So it's looking at what's going on in your day, what can you change that is going to help you towards that goal. And then as you go through each day, as you make any decision about what you're going to do next, is asking yourself that question: is what I'm about to do in support of what I'm trying to achieve?
Yeah. Yeah.
And really breaking it down that small. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. Don't worry about 6 months' time. Just, is what I'm doing right now helping me towards my goal?
Yeah.
But then when you are faced with that decision about, am I going to have that piece of cake, or am I going to go for that run? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? Well, if it's going to take me towards my goal, then yes. And what happens? How am I going to feel if I've decided not to go for that run, or I decide to eat that cake? How am I going to feel later? And that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
it's
think
not about, but it's not about feeling guilty, because that is obviously not helpful. But it's about really thinking about things logically. So taking the emotion out of it, because that's where we often go wrong, is we're guided by our feelings. If we take our feelings out of it and just look at things, cold hard facts, how am I going to feel about myself if I didn't do what I said I was going to do and I want to achieve that?
Yeah.
And knowing that I find helps me, and thinking, you know, it's Sunday morning, I go for my run and I look out the window and I think, it's raining. I don't know if I want to go.
It's like excuse number one.
Yeah, I go, well, actually, I know if I don't go, I'm going to be spending all day stewing and thinking, oh, should have gone. And then I will be, you know, thinking, well, okay, so what have I learned from that experience about the fact that I've not gone for that run? And it's then telling myself, well, actually, it's taken me away from my goal. It's not taken me towards it.
Yeah.
So next time, I'm going to make a different decision.
Yeah.
And just get, the more self-aware, the more you pay attention to the decisions that you're making, and can move yourself into a logical position as opposed to an emotional position, the more likely you are to do the things that will take you towards your goal.
Yeah.
But don't think about it any further than tomorrow, or today rather. Don't think about tomorrow. Just think, what am I doing today? And you can do that at any point during the day. So just because you might have perhaps not done those things that you wanted to do in the morning, doesn't mean to say that your next decision has to follow suit. Yeah. And that's again where we tend to kind of beat ourselves up and think, well, okay, so I've mucked up the morning, I may as well eat crap the rest of the day. Yeah. And start again tomorrow. The danger of doing that, or doing the Monday diet. I mean, I actually put on, at one point, I put on 2 stone in 2 months doing the Monday diet, where I would start on Monday and get halfway through Monday, throw in the towel, and then think, sod it, I'll just eat what I want for the rest of the week, and then I'll start again next Monday. And then before I knew it, I was 2 stone heavier. And where does that mindset come from? And it's very self-destructive. But once I realised what was going on, and I realised I didn't have to wait until Monday. You can do any day of the week. You can do any time of day.
Yeah.
Doesn't
it's kind of like
Monday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, because I've been on that Monday diet for years, absolutely years. But it's interesting because if you just break it down each day in little bite sizes and just make those little choices, those little changes, like you said with the Monday diet, and over the time you put the 2 stone on or whatever, that's over the time. If you just make those small little changes, it will make a difference, even if it's a pound a week or whatever. You know, it's
absolutely. But we can't control how much weight we lose, but what we can do is be in control of every single action that we take.
Yeah.
Nobody makes us, or nothing makes us do anything. Yeah. We choose our behaviour. Yeah. And when we recognise that, we have so much more power over the decisions we take. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just going to ask you, just to sort of like look back, obviously, from where you were, say, 5 years ago to where you are now. Looking back, like if I was to say to you yourself 5 years ago, just describe yourself in 3 words, what words would you you choose, and they don't have to really think of them. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to think how you felt back then, but how would you have described yourself in 3 words?
Well, it's a bit difficult to answer because 5 years ago, I was in the same sort of physical state as I am now, pretty much. Although I'm 5 years older, I was 5 years younger. But I suppose I was not running my own business. I was in full-time employment. So I suppose I would say I was, that's really hard.
It's hard, isn't it? I suppose like settled or not happy. Were you happy?
I suppose I was. I was. What's the word I'm looking for? I've always been driven.
Yeah.
But I suppose I was a little bit lost.
Yeah.
So I was driven, but lost.
Yeah.
And distracted, I think, by things that were going on.
Yeah.
Whereas now, is that the next question? What would I do?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you, I mean, it's so hard to do. You can't like describe yourself in 3 words. It's not easy, is it? So, but how would you feel? How would you, if you're talking about your mindset or anything like that, how would you describe that now, like in a few words, kind of thing?
On a mission.
On a mission, yeah.
Absolutely.
3 words, isn't it? On our mission.
Yeah, that's 3 words. Yeah. So on a mission, still determined, inspired.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
So if people want to sort of like reach out to you and find out where to find you, and are you on social media, and where can people find out more about what you're offering at the moment? Because I am
on social media. So I have a website, YourOneLife.co.uk, but I also have a Facebook page by the same name, Your One Life UK, and I've also got a Facebook group which I am really trying to build up the membership in there, because there is going to be lots of free resources in there to support people. I'm also going to be, I know obviously free resources will be quite enough for some people, but for people who perhaps want to take things a little bit further, who perhaps want a bit more support, I'm going to be doing a monthly membership. I'm also going to be launching my my Preparing for Weight Loss course. As I said earlier, you know, it's all about the preparation, I think, in terms of being successful. So I've just run a beta version of the course with 10 participants, which finished last week, and so I'm now the next stage of sort of preparing to launch that again in a sort of a more polished way. So and there's the Facebook group is going to be the place where people get to hear about it first, and where any special offers will be available. So you've got to be in it to win it. So anyone who's watching, if they are interested in learning a bit more about how to sort of develop their mindset around weight management, around eating, and getting rid of that awful guilt, because we do not need to feel guilty about our weight and about what we eat. We just don't. Okay, there's no need for it. So you will learn more about that in my group. And I'm going to be doing, I'm just in the next couple of weeks going to be starting doing weekly live sessions in the group, sort of question and answer sessions, information sessions, basically on what people want. So that's all going to be free. So
when are the lives happening? Sorry, the week.
I'm doing a poll at the moment within the group to see what evening is the most popular, and it looks like Wednesdays is winning at the moment. So that might well be the case. So that's going to be starting either later this month or next month. I haven't quite decided yet. It all depends on a few other things that I've got going on. But yeah, so that is the place to be. And that is the link to my Facebook group is through my website on the front page, and also through my Facebook page. And it is, all you can search for it is Your One Life Facebook group. And you can find it.
All right, well, thank you very much. Thanks for taking your time out to speak to us.
Excellent. It's been great. Thanks for having me.